Talent is always entering and exiting the league. As the stars we've been watching year in and year out end their journeys, the next generation begins their journey. And over the past few years, we have seen some of the most impressive young talent enter the league. From big men that set the new standards for the position, to top-level scorers that will be competing for scoring titles for years to come, and potential faces of the league. And today I want to talk about one of these players that I believe is going to be one of the faces of basketball for years to come. And that player is Trae Young. Trae Young is one of the most unique young talents I've seen enter the league. And it's incredible what he's been able to do, and I want to talk about it. But before we get into today's video, if you're part of the 80 or so percent that watch my videos and happen to not be subscribed, feel free to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, be notified whenever I release a video. I upload a video every Friday on this channel at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want more content from me, make sure you go check out my second channel where I talk about things outside of basketball for the most part. I upload a video there every Wednesday. And check out my podcast as well. A video, or should I say a podcast episode, will be going up every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time then. So if you want more content, go check out those two things. And if you like basketball, make sure you subscribe to this channel. What Trae Young is doing is insane. In just his second season, he averaged 29.6 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per game, and 9.3 assists per game. Not only that, but he saw a jump in most of his stats as well. His points per game, assists per game, rebounds per game, 2-point field goal percentage, and 3-point field goal percentage all saw a jump. And what makes his 2-point and 3-point field goal percentage increase impressive is the fact that when his efficiency increased, so did his volume as well. His 29.6 points a game is more than what LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Kevin Durant averaged in their second season. And people will say that his stats are empty, but he's doing this on a new 62 shooting percentage, which is insane for a guard who's averaging almost 30 points a game in his second season, as well as on top of the amount of assists he's averaging. So regardless of his team, I think that his stats are impressive no matter what the record of the team was. He also shoots at least 40% from all but one distance on the court. That one distance he doesn't shoot 40% from at least is the 3-point range, but it's still at league average, which is impressive considering the volume he's taking them at. Also, like his 2-point and 3-point field goal percentages, he did see an improvement in efficiency across all distances on the court. The level of efficiency on the volume he's taking them means that he's productive, and it's not necessarily empty. He also gets to the line at a super high rate at 9.3 attempts per game. I know his team was bad, but again, this level of production at this efficiency is just insane for a second-year player. What makes him so impressive when it comes to his increase in volume and efficiency this year is the fact that he's a super ball-dominant player. The fact that he's this efficient while being this ball-dominant is impressive, and I can only imagine what his efficiency will be once he has other creators around him. But it's not just his scoring with Trae Young. He has one of the best handles in the league, and he's also one of the best passers in the league as well. We are talking about a guy who has the potential to lead the league in both scoring and assists. His assist-to-turnover ratio is still pretty meh, but I think, again, that's something that will improve once he has more creators around him. You know, when you have the ball in your hands that long and for that amount of time, you are bound to turn it over more than once at least, and for his case like 3 or 4 times. But again, that's something that will improve once he gets better teammates around. Guys who can score at a super high rate while also being the main passer on the team and get high assist numbers are rare players to find. It's guys like LeBron James, you think of guys like James Harden, you think of guys like Luka Doncic, and for Trae Young to be in a category with these guys is insane. I know Trae Young will always be compared to Luka Doncic because of that draft day trade. And while the Mavs did win that trade because Luka is the better player, that shouldn't take away from just how special Trae Young is. At 6'1", 180 pounds with only a 6'2" wingspan, you shouldn't be considered a franchise player. You shouldn't be able to average almost 30 points per game as a second-year player on a near 62 shooting percentage while being as ball dominant as this. You shouldn't be able to draw almost 10 fouls a game. You shouldn't be this productive and efficient of a scorer while being one of the best passers in the league. But you know what? Trae Young does all of that. Almost everything that holds a short guard back doesn't hold him back. You can call his stats empty all you want, but let's be real. No matter how bad his team is, the fact that he's this efficient, producing at this high of a volume, despite his physical limitations, is a sign that he's a gifted talent. Trae Young isn't just a guy that puts up big numbers because his team is bad. He's a guy that has a legit future centerpiece of a contender type potential. The idea that he can't be a franchise centerpiece because he's a small guard is ridiculous, because we haven't seen a small guard produce at this high of a level as a scorer and a passer while being this ball dominant and this efficient. In fact, we haven't seen many players in NBA history, regardless of how big and tall they are, that can produce at this level as a scorer and passer, period. Trae Young defies every logic you were told about what you need in a franchise player. People like to bring up deficiencies to talk about Trae Young and why he doesn't have a superstar ceiling. The two that come up the most are his defense and his size. When it comes to the defense, I think I understand where people are coming from. He's not a good defender. Needs to give more effort on that end. I don't think he'll ever be an above average defender, but I do think he can be average with given effort. I know he's working on that, and I think he will give more effort once again he has more guys that can take the load off him on offense, and he can put a bit more effort on defense, because right now he has to put his full effort on offense because that's the only way the Hawks have a chance to win. I think, again, adding guys like Bogdanovich and guys like, Gallinari and a full season of John Collins, I think that will help him out immensely. And I think he'll be an average defender. Plus, they've added defenders throughout the years in Atlanta. DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, and Nico Kongwu. They're very good defensive players. So again, I think that the defensive thing will go away sooner than later, but it is a legit concern because, he's one of the worst defensive players in the league over the past 2 years, and, while the Hawks are amazing on offense, they're not great on defense, and he had a big part of that. But I do think that, that's something that will improve over time given the circumstance. The argument that doesn't make sense to me, though, is the size argument. People say that he can't be the best player on a contender because, he's small and he's a small guard, 6'1", 180 pounds with a 6'2" wingspan. But the thing is, the talent just overshadows that all. And it should overshadow it, because not many players enter the league with this kind of feel for the game like Trae Young has. Not many players enter the league with this level of shooting range and ability. Not many players enter the league with this level of creativity, ball handle, and shot creation. Not many players enter the league and can be as efficient as Trae Young has been while averaging 30 points per game, especially as an undersized guard. Trae Young is an anomaly. And I think we need to start talking about him like an anomaly, because Trae Young doesn't fit the norm of the small guard. Trae Young doesn't fit the norm of a guy that you can't build around, because he's somebody you can build around despite him being a small guard. Trae Young is a special talent, and I think that despite his physical limitations, he has a chance to be a franchise player. I think people should stop talking about his physical limitations like there's something that is bad and is going to hold him back, because they haven't held him back this far. Because look at his stats. His stats alone show you his physical limitations aren't going to be able to hold him back. Watch the tape as well. He's made it work and then some. Trae Young has a chance to be the MVP of the league one day. Trae Young also has a chance, in my opinion, not only to be one of the best players of his generation, but one of the best point guards the game has ever seen. But that is the end of this video. I know you're wondering why it's coming out on Wednesday instead of Friday. I won't be home on Friday, so I won't be able to upload the video, so I'm just getting it out today. I will be uploading my second channel video as well, so go check that out. Link to that in the description below. But let me know down in the comment section if you have any thoughts on Trae Young. What's his potential? Will the Hawks make the playoffs? Will he be able to win an MVP in his career? What will his stat line look like? Things like that. I would love to hear that stuff in the comments section below, and if you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, be notified whenever I release a video. Make sure you check out my podcast and my second channel in the description below. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on this channel by March of 2021. But with that being said, have a nice day.